Hello again. So we're back at the World Championship, jumping straight into another game here because the last one was annoyingly short, and this is the last game of Swiss. So Denis and I have both made the cut, and yeah, no pressure in this one. Well, maybe slight pressure, I guess, at this point in the tournament. So I was at 4-1, and Bing played Baratheon Valyrian still and was still undefeated. So there was a chance if I won this one and being lost that I would finish ahead of him, and there was supposed to be a best Bara prize, I guess, after Swiss, and yeah, worth playing for. Not sure if there is one in the end. Yeah, exactly, like I just said. So something to play for at least, but no pressure really. And interesting opening hand, so we'll see what I decide here. I have Throne and Chamber, and I could set up two characters along with that, but no economy. Seems like against Star Crossing it might be decent, and there is Cilicia as well. But they do have an annoying number of ladies. Denis's deck plays the Mormont ladies, of course, and plays Arya and probably Mira and Sansa, I'm guessing. Going for that. Looks like Denis got a bad hand. So Denis and I actually played the night before. I think Denis didn't have much time to build a deck and practice, so just went to his Stark Crossing that he plays all the time, and he had one practice game that was against me and against this Bara Summer, and I did manage to win on that occasion. So I thought that this maybe would be a decent matchup for me, because I can control the weak icons, of course. Now, sometimes that would be intrigue. Looks like this time it could be military. If you just kneel all of those, and on Grand Melee you just need to kneel most of them, and can even leave one standing, and the crossing doesn't happen. There's very little Denis could do against that, and his winter festivals are not going to work, so he's just playing one as the opening plot. Only if he targets Harris does it work, otherwise it's a dead plot for him. Okay, so we have two ladies already. Arya set up, unfortunate. Desperately needs the icon. Now I could play a red priest to see if there's a weak icon in hand. Delena decent against Stark, but in this particular deck I don't think has much challenges phase stand. Yes, the Northern Armories, which can be used in any phase. Surprised I didn't play Red Priest. I wonder what that might be. And I guess Scene in Flames is the last card that will be played this round. Yet another reason to play Red Priest. Get rid of that or get rid of Grey John. So Grey John could, of course, stand. Now he's not going to. But still, good chance to do the crossing trigger. Now the one card that I do like in this matchup, of course, is Robert. So many chuds, and you can keep them knelt. Very difficult to stop his trigger unless you have a milk, which I strongly suspect Dennis doesn't play. Then you are kind of stuck. If you have something knelt from Robert and then go into the Grand Melees, it's very unlikely that crossing would be successful. Not giving him any cards, so just defend. He's kind of stuck. If he gets the crossing trigger, he's just going to lose power for the chamber. So even though he has a massive board, it's not going to do too much damage. And Silisi gone, yeah. Dennis and I were both thinking to that game we played the night before, where the exact same thing happened in round 1. His intrigue challenge hit Silisi, and I commented that I wouldn't really be able to play her anyway because of the ladies. He would have 4 characters left standing and I only have Delena, so it's the one deck that Silisi is terrible against. Most of the time. Defending with 1. The other gets intimidated, I guess. So could have defended with both instead. And now Arya's stealth should be getting the unopposed, right? Now is it enough for crossing? It is. For crossing, I mean for a win by 5 to get superior claim. But doesn't have it. And now surely I play the Sin in Flames. Oh, okay. So no problems with the military icons. I had to read that event. It's not seen a lot. Bear Island Scout gets some draw, and Septa carries Arya through Maido Harris pretty nicely. No great choice, unfortunately. Oh, actually, I was thinking here probably that she makes Arya immune against the Grand Melee as well. So not just the resets. And that makes things a lot easier for Dennis to push the challenge through. But as you can see, even with his crossing, if I just stop the unopposed, ends about equal to 2 on this occasion with Throne and Chamber. And exchange could help me find some traitors to the crown, I guess. Some more recon. And then could go to Harris and 2 Grand Melees, or just 2 Grand Melees straight away. Trade routes actually also might not be too bad. I think Dennis was contemplating putting Political Disaster in this deck, and I think he decided against it in the end. I know he didn't have it in the practice game that we played. Not sure if there was a last minute change. But sucks for him. Palace of Sorrows. And he has to give me Saving the Kingdom because it's the only event that's just going to target maybe Grey John with his Intimidate. Or whatever else comes in that might be worse than that. I think economy first is the thing to do. That's non-negotiable because with only one Kingsgate makes future rounds very awkward. Just calculating, it's a problem to play an intrigue icon here and Saving the Kingdom. Even without playing city gates, it's a problem, but especially now. And just giving Dennis a free challenge where he can get unopposed is not great. Here comes more draw. But nothing to spend the gold on. I don't think I can do anything by attacking here. Yeah, just target the Intimidate guy and defend as best as I can, I guess. No problem taking the Delena dupe, there won't be a Morgulis. And that Imri, with no chance of getting him off the board and no milks in the deck potentially for Dennis. Not sure about that, but I suspect that's the case. There's always a threat, of course, that if I get anywhere close to winning the game, for instance to 10 power or even 9, I can just sack Imri and do a lot of damage. Just counting what happens if Superior Claim is in hand. Not sure why I wouldn't just defend this one. I can't stop Superior Claim on the power challenge. Maybe Dominance was slightly tricky if I defended. Yeah, actually, if he just passed, he would win Dominance, but yeah, it's bound to go for the crossing challenge, so. Yeah, it is what it is. If he has it, nothing I can do. And he always has it, as you know. Still only 6-3. Yeah, blocking that Winter Festival as well in a summer deck helps a lot. And now slightly more chance of targeting the military icons. Grey John stays knelt. I have Saving the Kingdom again to kneel, for instance, the Amber Loyalist. Robert was in play from the start in that practice game we played, and I won very easily, but without him a bit more difficult. In Grand Melee, okay, so that makes it very difficult for him. even if I just kneel the one icon. This time I go first, which means Red Priest can do some work for me. Okay, Melisandre. Now what's the gold situation? 7. Not quite enough. Okay, reducer. So I could play Melisandre and saving the kingdom, targeting the 2 icons, and it's very unlikely that he would get 2 from his hand. I should know part of his hand, I guess, from playing Scene in Flames earlier. I think there's another Shiver, so maybe he has it. So I could also just play Red Priest and saving the kingdom. Plenty of gold. What to do? I think Baron and Scout searches for another card, so that's the thing to take, I guess. And unfortunately, seems like he can bring a military icon in and an intrigue icon, so can't stop everything. Yeah, dicey. Plus straight for each star character, so that would be plus 8. But I do have a milk for her. And I've managed to play the 3 econ locations now, so more economy to get that Melisandre and Bastard of Nightsong. I could also just go for trade routes at some point, but yeah, with his entire board standing, it's not great. So we'll see where the Harris comes in as well. And he's not going to play Shiver. Which is slightly weird, because that means that I can stop the crossing, can't I? Actually, I can't entirely stop the crossing, because he can still initiate a challenge with just the 1 icon. But that's one challenge that I don't need to worry about. There's no danger of giving unopposed away. Question is just, do I do a power challenge here and force some characters to kneel? But no. Okay, so this one wasted. And then he does the other 2. And I have the 1 intrigue icon, which is not quite enough. So I have to leave that one unopposed. Losing the bastard, not very nice. So 13 with all of them if he wants them. And again, it's enough to get superior claim, but this time I do know his hand. So he goes up to 9. And now can I afford more of this? Or do I play the Harris? So I can keep Imri, Red Priest, Delena and the Reducer. Alistair leaves play. And Niels, one of the characters that is left standing. And Saving the Kingdom, of course, has kept the Amber Loyalist Ned, so if he keeps him, that's not great for him. But if he leaves play, then he's losing 2 cards. Now what's the rest of his plot deck here? I think You Win or You Die is one plot, the Harris another. And the Crown, the anti-reset. So what does that do? Let's Giant Pool and the Winterfell Steward survive without being chosen. That's nicely timed. It's not doing a huge job here, because he could have had Daisy, for instance, which yeah, she has X strength, so she also stays in play with the Crown. Now what can he keep here? I guess 3 characters, yeah. 3 characters plus those that don't leave play. I just keep everything except Alistair. And I guess Great John getting that. But now surely I have enough control here to stop the military icons. Set down our deeds as well. I could dig for Robert. Here's that event again. And for very little gold. Huge number of cards coming in and not even using the King's Road. But now he has run out of icons, I guess, so no more crossings. I can kneel Shiver with don't even need Melisandre if I want to play King's Landing here. I can take that tempo hit and play Saving the Kingdom on Shiver. That stops him doing all 3 challenges. It's the thing to do. Play King's Landing, see what you draw. Okay, that works out pretty nicely. I need 3 gold for Saving the Kingdom if I want it back. And 1 gold left for Sin in Flames, or I could play Edric, I guess, with the Reducer. That's the other option. Usually during games, of course, I try to keep track of my opponent's hand if I've played Sin in Flames or Red Priest. Not sure if I knew the hand here, but it's tricky after a round or 2. You get completely lost. But I might have known at this point what was in hand. whether Sin in Flames was worth it or not. And now what does he do? Okay. That could be problematic if he draws dicey. He can win the power challenge, but not in a way to also be able to defend it, I don't think. Okay. I would need to defend with both characters here, Imri and Edric. And then Delena, of course, can't beat Caitlyn. And I can't do the unopposed military, so I think I have to just lose this one. But using Edric means that I guess it's he has Caitlyn and Giant Pool anyway, so he would have defended against Strength of 4. So he's done pretty well, stopped me winning the power challenge. I can do it just the same, but it makes no difference. And Shiber getting killed means it's even easier to control the military icons. Saving the kingdom, coming back, and I should be able to finally play Melisandre. So I think that's any hopes of crossing being triggered now gone. Godri, yeah. That was the last inclusion, because I was lacking some icons. It's a bit tricky to use all of those storms and triggers. It seems like, okay, it turns challenges into power, so you need the power icons most of all, but not so much, because if you want to do it on attack, of course, you need military and intrigue icons to initiate challenges. And Godri has both of those icons, so he was the last inclusion, and yeah, did alright for me in this tournament. And here's the surprise. Danis did include political disaster in the end, and timed it against my trade routes. But yeah, King's Landing counts as +2 because it nails itself and the Iron Throne, so it's not a complete disaster. And of course I have Kings of Summer, so doing alright still. But yeah, slightly more difficult now to play Melisandre and Sin in Flames in the same round. Not Sin in Flames, pardon me, Saving the Kingdom. And what I would like to do most of all is play that Stormlands Fiefdom to help in future rounds. Yeah, but just the 8 and 9 with the reducer, that means Melisandre, Saving the Kingdom, and Sin in Flames, I guess, would work. I could play Saving the Kingdom and not get it back to hand, I guess. And now that Political Disaster was played, Ymiri not looking that great with this huge board. Yeah, so failing to get more economy into play. Wonder if that will hurt me in the long run, so let's check for that superior claim. There it is. It would have triggered it as well against all of my control. Still has the power icons, I think. Maybe not if I kneel Amber Loyalist, then he doesn't get the +2 because it's not the third challenge, so maybe not that easy. Stealth on Jojen though, so I guess that's another round that's pretty successfully blocked, and then we'll see what happens when he plays You Win or You Die next round. Pretty sure that's the restricted card of choice for him. What's the restricted situation? So before the World Championship, was Shiber restricted? Maybe he doesn't have the You Win or You Die. That's a 2-claimer withdraw, so if he doesn't have that, maybe I can hold on. Yeah, I wasn't going to sacrifice my my power at this point, I don't think, for set down or deeds. So fine with losing that. Obviously Storm's End would have been even better. And how about this one? Can I defend this one? So there was that Wolf in the Night event, which honestly I don't know what it does. Don't know what it does from just from memory. I think it works on characters that are participating alone. Yes, so that's it for him. Now, what's my situation with the power challenge? Can't quite win it, so I guess I do military then. Or I do intrigue, okay. So he can defend with giant pool, because then Ymiri can do military, can do power. So I guess he defends with Drain and loses. And that's not too bad. And now I can't beat Caitlyn, so I can just do the military. He could kill Amber Loyalist now with only one card, but dangerous with those icons. Okay, we are in the lead. Daisy and Red Priest. What to do? If I go first, that's that's Daisy gone. But I do like to go second. Okay. Gives me the red priest and gives himself dicey. Nothing really dead yet, so I guess grand melee, and then we play close call, do we? And he wins initiative, and now kind of has to go first, but now he is stuck again with the Amber Loyalist, because he has 2 cards. Maybe shouldn't have defended, I shouldn't have drawn for Jojen. Or should have defended the intrigue properly. And let's see, so Loyalist is 3 and then 7. Giant Pool, Jojen and Willa Manderly. Or Sansa, not bad. And I have to keep my Red Priest because of that Bear Island Scout. And presumably Melisandre. Okay. Letting Melisandre go. Risky. Robert, but struggling with Econ now. Guess he's not getting played. And no milk, so maybe King's Landing will draw milk for me. That would be nice. But I do have Saving the Kingdom to kneel Bear Island Scout, and then I think Dicey needs to do military alone with no strength if he wants to do the crossing challenge. Maybe he could just give up on that and do intrigue first, and then try to do power with Dicey and other characters. Not what I wanted. So I guess we're keeping 3 gold for Saving the Kingdom again, and can only play Godry or the Red Priest. Okay, so characters that are attacking alone, of course, don't work with Grand Melee, so no need to worry about that event. And attacking Dicey, I can carry my Red Priests through the Harris just fine. And now I think I target the military icon. would the last plot be? Another winter festival. Heads on spikes. Clash of Kings. Doesn't look like I should bother with defending this. On 9, so closer to victory. Could just do challenges back instead. Okay. Wasting this just to get crossing. Seems like I should let this one go as well. Don't have the red keep, so can do 3 challenges back, unfortunately. But I think intrigue and power should be plenty. And that should be 39. Barring the gates. Probably not the best call in this tournament, given how much Greyjoy and Baratheon there was. There was some other stuff as well though, so it's useful most of the time, barring the gates, and then if it's not, it's still a 5 gold plot with no real downside. What now? Melisandre and saving the kingdom. Yeah, can't win it this round with no hand, even with the crossing trigger. And can't stop me winning with throne and chamber. Alright, and I can tell you that Bing did lose, so I did finish second after Swiss with 5 wins, 1 loss, and yeah, very happy with that. But as I said the other day, doesn't mean you get an easy opponent. So that's it for the Swiss rounds. Hopefully you join me in the cut as well.